The Olive Ridley turtles have returned in the thousands, in the tens of thousands, their flippers etching ancient patterns into the sands of Odisha, just as they have for millions of years. And yet, how many of us are paying attention? Across India, there is an obsession with reclaiming history, court battles over places of worship, fierce debates over monuments and what they mean to our past. People fighting over bricks and stones, Iron Age and Bronze Age, trying to rewrite history through human conflict. But history is also alive, moving, breathing, returning, and few moments capture that truth more powerfully than this: the arrival of the Olive Ridleys, a migration so ancient that it predates not just our temples and mosques but the very idea of civilization itself. These creatures are ancient travelers, far older than any kingdom, older than our civilizations, older than the very idea of India itself. They swarmed in these waters when the Mauryan Empire flourished, when Emperor Ashoka inscribed his edicts on rock, speaking of compassion for all life. They were here when the Kalinga Navy sailed the seas, their fleets touching distant shores, carrying with them the spirit of trade, art and Buddhism. They have seen Konark rise, its magnificent sun-kissed chariot carved from stone, and they have seen it swallowed by time and the sea. They were here when Odisha resisted the British, when heroes like Bakshi Jagabandhu led the fight in India's first war of independence 40 years before 1857. And today, as India steps into a new age, forging ahead in science and technology, these turtles return, reminding us that some journeys, no matter how far, always lead home. Yet for all the endurance, for all the age-old wisdom, these turtles met their greatest challenge not in the open ocean, but on land, where humans reshaped their world. For centuries, the Olive Ridleys arrived without fear, their rhythms in sync with the tides. Then came the modern age. Beachfront development erasing their nesting sites, artificial lights confusing the hatchlings, plastic choking their waters, and fishing trawlers turning migration routes into death traps. In the 1990s, the bodies washed ashore in horrifying numbers, casualties of unregulated fishing and human neglect. There was a time when it seemed this sacred migration, this timeless return, might end forever. But Odisha refused to let that happen. This is one of the rare stories where humanity, recognizing the damage it had done, chose to correct its course. The people of Odisha, the government and conservationists stepped up. Strict fishing bans were enforced during nesting season. The Indian Coast Guard and forest officials patrolled the waters. Fishermen were encouraged to use turtle-excluded devices, simple innovations that allow trapped turtles to escape. And because of these efforts, the Olive Ridleys continue to return. Proof that when humans and nature find a way to coexist, life prevails. Yet, even as we celebrate, a tragedy unfolds down south. In Tamil Nadu, the same species faces a brutal fate. Just weeks ago, over 500 Olive Ridleys were found dead on the Chennai coast. Most bore deep injuries, fractured shells, severed flippers, the unmistakable marks of entanglement in fishing nets or collision with mechanized trawlers. Unlike Odisha, where seasonal fishing restrictions have protected these turtles, Tamil Nadu's fishing industry remains largely unregulated in key nesting zones. The result? A massacre in the water, a migration interrupted, a species struggling to survive against the weight of human indifference. This is why Odisha's success is more than just a conservation story. It is a civilizational moment, one that proves that progress does not have to come at the cost of nature. These turtles do not just return to the sands of Odisha, they return to an India that is learning, that is listening, that is making choices today that will echo across centuries. And as the waves roll in and the turtles march ashore under the watchful moon, they remind us of something profound. This land has always been a sanctuary for life, for history, for the ancient rhythms of nature that have outlasted empires. May it always remain so. I'm Manisha Dikari. Thank you for watching The Culture Project on Mo.